up for the start of each, but that may come into who you send out when and where as we get ready to go. Maru is the challenger. They are not wasting any time between games anymore, guys. They know it's late. They know we got to get this going. Team League Finals. There's a Basilisk. Get this going with Serral. Opened it up nicely. Are we going to see a mega long game between these guys? Or are we going to see something a little bit faster? I feel like it could be a bit of a faster one. We get settled. Look to see where we go. Look to see how we go about it. See what the plan is going to be. Here's Hatch Gas Pool. It is just a Reap, a normal opening. Nothing immediately crazy to concern ourselves with here. Pretty regular for the first few moments at the very least. ZvT just going to come moving through, getting underneath, moving across the map for a couple of moments. Nothing too crazy or anything just yet, just again a little bit of setup for the moment. Get this underway. People started dance with some of these Zerglings initially, so we started to get some damage done there. A few shots coming out immediately. Get that underway. Damage being done. It's not a bad start as we get started up. Obviously, Reaper dances in for some damage. We pull back. Yeah, just going to be seen on Triple CC. The choice for Maru initially, of course. Maru Serral, what a matchup in name. A matchup that Serral has generally dominated when they play. Another meeting at EWC between these two was Serral's 3-1 in his favor. And Maru figured out, even just taking a map, I mean, a map is essential. If you don't take a map off of Serral right now, you are absolutely reeling as Vitality. Then your position is extremely bad. So, at the very least here, we need to see a map being taken. Ideally more. Realistically more. As, like I say, in my eyes, if you just take a map, then I honestly love Showtime's attempt to take a map off of Solo, who would be next if it did just go 1-to-1 here, which is possible. I mean, there's so many possibilities. I love it for Basilisk. We'll see if... I actually do think Liquid would have been a way better matchup for Vitality. I think Basilisk really do have the matchup spread in this one covered in their favor, so... But that's what the beauty of Team League is. It's never as simple as that. There's surprises, there's upsets, there's turnarounds, and that's going to be a big part of what we see, I'm sure, to get this underway. Couple of Hellions going through, the Tech Lab coming up, Ling's on the way as well. We get things started up for a few moments. Get everything ready. Gonna have a Banshee and our Stem on the way. The Ling gets in though for some info. This Overlord at the front will be chased away by a Viking, so we do see that immediately. We know what's up there. And yeah, the Overlord continue to move through as the factory moves off of the reactor, gonna come over to the side for the moment as well. So I see the Viking fighting Overlord will take some damage, shots coming through right from the get-go, so just again, Vikings actually having a good time Overlord hunting. Hellion spoke up. Hatchery just going to be taking a couple shots. And Stim and Cloak on the way. The Baneling Nest coming down as well. A lot of build up for the moment here as we get this on the go. Again, one of my upgrades, the Stim Pack continuing through for the moment, so all of that's still coming about here. Again, a lot of setting up right now as we wait for Maru to, well, really control his third base. I mean, that's happening. Serral is playing straight to Ling Bane, which is not very Serral-esque. Lately, Serral has been doing a lot of, Roach-based styles, and Roach is on the way to everything else, so to see him actually going into Ling Bane purely is a little bit of a breath of fresh air from Serral's point of view, I guess. Also, just doesn't feel as though Maru's going to do anything where he's going to need the Roaches early, or the defense, extra defense that provides early on, I guess. So, I guess that's part of the factor. I see 5 drones going down. The Banshee harass has been pretty good. Maru's going to find another corner here. A couple drones going down here as well. 6 workers going down. 7 in total. I mean, that's really good damage. That's the sort of damage that could lead you to a successful attack into the next stage of the game. So that could be absolutely huge. Means get that Banshee getting pushed around. Seeing ourselves the CV still mining it up. Again, 2-2 upgrades coming about. 1-1 upgrades. Combat shield coming through. The Baneling speed will finish very soon. Hellions poking. Getting some extra damage done for the moment. Just going to have ourselves the Siege tank chilling out in front of the third base. Those Hellions still gathering it up for now. What time is it in South Korea? It's about 2:30 in the morning. Or in the night. It's 2:30, yeah, so pretty late. As Maru will advance forward with this first group of Marines, the Ling Bane will be there to push the medevacs back. Pretty easy response in that regard. Maru finishes as 1-1, gets into +2, but no +2 armors, so actually not continuing both upgrades there. Dropper Lord's already on the way from Serral, looking to get to the Dropper Lord section of this game, which he usually does reach in his TVZ. He does this play even just against Ryung, for example, right? He does get to this point a lot of the time, but yeah, I feel like this is very quick for him to set the Dropper Lords up and to start looking for those plays. Banshee's still alive from earlier. Maru doing a great job with those, trying to find as much value with them as possible. More drones going down, the Ling Bane moving about, more Lings and Bane's going to dive forwards as well. Let's go see, the tank position is great though. I mean, again, like I say, I like a lot of the little moves Maru is making so far in this game. He's definitely making some cool plays to give this a pretty good opportunity, so for him to take a map. Well, it'd be great if he took map 1. Obviously he has to play a Zerg map 2, but what an opportunity that could be. We've seen Ling Bane just going to continue by. Just going to be seeing the Blinding Cloud going down as well. And we've seen the SCVs continuing to drop off. There's 34 workers going down, so that is absolutely huge. It's a massive attack from Serral, and just as I'm talking about all the things that I like about Maru in this game and the things he's doing nicely, Serral just comes and kills him, huh? Man, how does Serral make it look so simple? He waits, he bides his time, and he's like, boom, bang, game is done. Crazy. Well, I'm just going to see the rest of those lanes getting pushed away. This is absolutely looking as though we are going to have ourselves Serral already in a game 1 advantage. I mean, it's not going to be done just yet, but it's definitely looking pretty neat, man. "46 dead SCVs. Maru, recover from that. That's not going to be easy at all. So pain, pain is the picture painted for Maru in this current state of the game. As, thank you, by the way, as you have a moment of breather, I guess. Tagged for the 51-month resub. 51, a pentagonal number, as well as a scented pentagonal number. I'll read the rest, but I won't read it out because obviously mid-game here. An important matchup is, yeah, it does look Serral favored, but maybe Maru can start getting some really good defense going or something. Maybe, possibly. Am I copiuming? Maybe a little bit, but yeah, it does look very good for our Zerg in this game, number 1. That much does seem to be for certain as Bio goes up the right side. Some drop lords are going to set up around the right as well. They're going to head toward the main base in the next few moments. So in they go. Lingbane going to chase forward. And we actually have Vipers that can probably Parasite Bomb. Do we get in reach? I don't think we did. There we go. Parasite Bomb on that full medevac. We'll have to unload. And so those units are going to be doomed. Cannot get those away. Cannot save those. More Marines coming over, more Zerglings going down. We are going to be seeing the Ling Bang going to run up this ramp first. Widow Mines just going to be set off by a couple of Lings, so cute little play there from Serral, hold position, and now going to try and charge up. There's honestly a lot of Widow Mines that were here. Good reap target from Maru. That's just not going to be enough as Serral bashes forward, and he is going to force the issue coming straight on through with this right now. In we go, and yeah. Not really much else to add on. This one is done and dusted. Serral is going to take game number 1 of this bet. Alright guys, into game we go. Loading it up. Getting this one started here. It is going to be Crimson Court. I mean, shock horror, by the way, if you didn't expect that after all the Crimson Court picks today. Don't know what to tell you. Well, Serral did knock Ryung down on this map, but it took a little bit of time. We'll see if he's going to have a similar approach here with Maru or not. World Team League here once again. Playoffs. And this final, so far, going pretty swiftly in Basilisk's favor. Maru needs to win this game. If he does not win this game, I think Vitality are going to be in more than just trouble. I don't even... It's just going to be bad for them. Like, really bad, though. Like, yeah, I mean, if Serral is still out, you're sending out Solar. Maybe Solar can get a map or so. Maybe you can 2-0 him. Even if Solar 2-0s, then I still feel like you're in a rough spot. Because I think the 1-1 here would be good for Basilisk. So, yeah. Well, Rax is coming through. We see now Reaper on our orbital coming up, a couple of dronies coming in, and that's settled down here for a couple of moments. Have ourselves the Queen and the Lings continue to produce. The Reaper's actually going to go out onto the map, so it's going to start heading across the other direction. So Reaper will make a bit of a journey. Again, Command Center, SCV, Marine, all of that continuing to come through. Shots coming about, and just having the Reaper continue to hit a few of those Lings, so a little bit more damage being done for the moment. Nothing too crazy though. It's going to be seeing the Reaper still fighting, the Queen getting some damage back. Both those CCs continue to come up. Hops to the high ground. And Lightning Speed continues to come about here for the moment. Get that on the way. Beacon Hatcher goes up on the third base location, so we get that started for a couple of moments. Yeah, a couple of Hellions are going to poke it up. Obviously not too crazy a play or anything happening early here, guys. Everything is looking pretty responsible just for now. So looking pretty good in that regard. Nothing crazy yet. And got that lair coming up. A few more drones coming through as well. Branching Cloak on the way. Got that lair still coming through also. Just continue to bring that into play at the moment. So again, that all online as we do have more nibbles being made. Still nothing really overly crazy though. Everything's still pretty chill as Banshee moves back out on the map again. What's still moving across? Bayonet's coming up, Lair on the way. The Hellions are going to be met by the Queens. The Queens are going to get a turnaround on that. That's going to be nice and easily done. So a little pick off. Nice and easy. Nice grab. And she's still moving over to the sides for the moment. The Banshee continues to move through, continue to come across for a couple of moments, and we do have the Spire on the way now as well. So continue to get that Spire up and rolling. Get that going as the next stage of this. You can see how Banshee's firing it up. A little bit of damage being done. And in the end, they're just going to get turned away, so there's nothing too crazy coming from this just yet. And SCV just going to go nibbling around, a little bit of motion, as we do see the Banshees cleaning up a few more lings. Just continue to fire, a couple of lings continue to get turned away. So far, Bailing Speed is coming up as well, we continue with that. Going to be a big part of this game, I imagine. Well, +1 flyer attack is coming through. Mutas are an interesting one. Obviously, we've seen Mutas starting to be a bit more of a popular choice against Clem. How is Maru going to handle those Mutas? And how are you going to handle some of the bigger pushes on a map like Crimson with the Mutas as well? That's, I think, also a pretty fair question. I don't think there's necessarily an immediate response that is going to have me completely convinced that we're going to be okay, but happy to see where it goes. The Marines is going to go after an Overseer there for a couple of moments, just dealing some damage with that. And the Mutas do start to show up, and the first couple of Marines obviously will be the sort of thing we can get rid of easily. Yeah, still flying about. Marines and everything else moving through. The command center going to take a little nibble for a few moments. Marines continuing across. Going to have ourselves the two upgrades and combat shield in production as well. So obviously Maru straight to his 2-2. That is one thing that Serral's behind on. Because he chooses to play the Mutalist, he ends up behind on upgrades, and that is the sort of thing that could turn out to be quite costly, given a little bit of time for everything to develop through. So definitely continue to think about that. We see Marine's going to fire back. Muta's going to get chased away. We see Marine's going to get them. Mutas again just getting pushed about for the moment. Being held off over to the sides. Force still just going to try and hold back the meters. The scary part of these meters is you can have Thors, you can have everything, but man, continuing to just respond to the positional needs against the, of the meters just kind of forcing you to be here, there, and everywhere. It's rough, man. Like, it is not easy. It's not going to be easy to keep on top of at all, so it's going to be kind of difficult. Wouldn't mind setting up. Overseer going to go down. The meters avoiding the majority of that, though. I mean, that's better than it could have been. That could have been a lot worse, so we take those. Feels like a little win, actually. Two shots still coming through. Link's still moving about as well. You have our meters going to just find a medevac into, and this is, again, what Serral can do so well. Just continue to move around the map. Just continuously find ways to deal damage, and it's such a frustration to play against because it's just difficult, right? Your opponent is consistently able to, come in and pick off units, be almost all over the place. It's so frustrating to fight. As the scan comes down, things continue to drop. Missile turret drops, SCVs going down. Other missile turrets continue to take hits. We've seen the Marines and the Thor continue to come about. Depots will be dropping there, damage being done. The Salters will fire away. A lot of those mutants again chased out for the moment. Chase away is good. We'll see push those meters back, and the thing I do wonder about playing meters on this map is it feels as though Maru should have a fairly reasonable way to kind of get across to the other side. Like, I don't feel like this should be a map where you struggle to go to the other side of the map, right? Because you can just push somewhat straight through the center. Just coming again, is going to have those couple of Marines going to get picked off. More shots coming through. We do have our bio still gathering up, and take a couple of moments to have Serral just to, let's just look at the map. Serral is now taking the 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, or maybe you can call it the 5:30 and 11:30. Those positions are kind of ridiculous to have. Right, like, owning those spots, if he mines from both of those, Maru is so contained in the central bottom area. Like, game will run away from Maru if he can't do anything about both of those bases being mined by Serral. I don't think there's efficiency in the game that Maru can find if he lets those bases come online. So that's going to be another pain point here. There's a few beams crashed through. There's going to be a planetary that has to lift off and take a whole bundle of damage. You're not going to be seeing the mutants continuing through there, continuing to put on that pressure, continuing to bring it up. Doing a decent job of it so far. SCV is going to transfer across as well. Mutants are going to dive onto this base. Serral is going to start getting rid of even more SCVs. Mutant missiles are in the main base, a couple of them going down. Serral getting richer during this, obviously even jumping on top of Ghost here now. That's a juicy target if you're going to get rid of a Ghost. It just lives, escapes away to the side. So we just about managed to keep that one alive and kicking, but that's one of the few that we're keeping alive in this current situation. Mutants continue to get to work. "17 workers went down with this now. Serral is going to start bringing the Ling Bane, Muta, and everything forward too. So That's going to come in and try and make something happen as well. Jumping onto this left side base. That would knock Maru down to 3 bases only. Surely you can't, well, never mind, surely. We know you can't survive on 3 bases forever as a Terran. That's going to be a big loss to him if that is going to fall, and obviously it has fallen now, so that is going to be another pain point here currently. Let's keep on flying about. Seeing where they can go next is just have the meters coming back over. Going to fly into this mineral line. I mean, this is obviously rough. You got your production under fire. You got a 4th base just about coming back up in the front from Maru. Don't get me wrong, Maru is not in the most terrible of spots, but you look at it and he is down in workers. It means he's got a massive army, and that's the one thing Serral has to 100% respect here. He has to make sure that he's got a response to the size of his opponent's army, right? Like, he needs to be ready to deal with it across multiple waves of fights, and fights like this are great for him because it's not quite fully on Serral's side of the map. It's the sort of fight where he can fight, rebuild, and realistically have an army good to go again before he loses too much ground to just the sheer number of units that Maru is producing and running with right now, because he has the space in his supply because he just doesn't have too much else. This is still flying through. Bane chasing. Continuing about for now. Can be seeing a couple of ghosts still trying to find some snipes as well. Serral, again, just slowly picking apart these bases of Maru. Maru is yet to really show any sort of fight back for them in the last couple of moments. It does feel like the bleed out is very much so happening here. That's tough, man. I mean, how often is Maru going to continue to stumble against Serral? He is just such a brick wall of a player for Maru to go up against. It's kind of incredible, actually, just how much difficulty Maru has in this specific matchup. Serral still has a ton of money to spend as he once again just launches Banelings into the crowd here. Those Banelings will connect through. GG is called, and Serral will take another 2-0. Basilisk are going to be getting better and better and better.